In the years following his reign as Emperor of the French, Napoleon Bonaparte found himself stripped of power and forced into exile. In 1814, after a series of military defeats, Napoleon abdicated and was exiled to the small island of Elba in the Mediterranean Sea. Despite his fall, he retained the title of emperor and governed a small domain on the island. The isolation did little to diminish his ambitions, and less than a year later, he saw an opportunity to return to France. In March 1815, Napoleon escaped Elba and sailed to the French mainland, marking the beginning of what would be called the 100 Days. His return rallied many veterans and supporters who grew disillusioned with the restored Bourbon monarchy. As he marched towards Paris, his charisma and prior military victories helped him regain control without much bloodshed. Louis XVIII fled, and Napoleon once again assumed power. However, Europe was not willing to tolerate his resurgence. The Seventh Coalition, an alliance of various European powers, quickly mobilized to stop him. Just a few months later, in June 1815, Napoleon faced the Allied forces at the Battle of Waterloo. It was a grueling and extensive conflict, but the coalition forces, led by the Duke of Wellington and Prussian Field Marshal Blücher, ultimately defeated Napoleon. This decisive loss ended Napoleon's rule for good. His final defeat at Waterloo sealed his fate, forcing him to abdicate yet again. This time, he was exiled much further away, to the remote island of Saint Helena in the South Atlantic. There, under much stricter conditions compared to his time on Elba, he lived out the remaining years of his life. Napoleon's second exile was marked by isolation and deteriorating health, far removed from the grandeur and power he once wielded. He died on Saint Helena on May 5, 1821, leaving behind a complex legacy of military genius and imperial ambition. The short-lived return during the 100 Days and the final blow at Waterloo became pivotal moments in European history, highlighting both his remarkable capabilities and the limitations of his imperial reach.